Congratulations on actually listening to the audio that is on the videos and not my audio playlist, which I hope was entertaining. When the world is crazy as it is, or it seems a little wonky, raise chickens. Listening to Tim Pool on Timcast IRL. That's what he said. Raise chickens. You'll be glad you did. And you know what? He was right. This is my story on raising chickens. It started out as raising chickens, but ended up giving me purpose to be able to record and interview the people around me, the people I love, my family, about my family history and legacy. Had a lot of people over the years tell me to write a book about my family history, going through and living through Pol Pot in the killing fields of Cambodia, escaping communist China and migrating here to the U.S. from a conglomerate of 5 or 7 Protestant churches, a Lutheran, a couple Baptist, Methodist, to hear how a World War II pediatrician in a small little town in North Carolina helped adopt a family from Cambodia. And that's the journey, and that's the story. And there's a lot of family history around that. And I get the privilege to figuring out how to capture that content and share it. And give you the ability to help drive the conversation. And start a cooking channel with Mama Tan and me, showing you how to live off of nothing. I'll show you my famous $2 meal. I'll do the math and breakdown to the cost basis, and we're going to learn along the way all the skills that have made me who I am, the values, the lessons, the stories, right? It's storytelling. And I get to do that with my mom, my dad. Not sure if my dad will make it by the end of the year. That's the truth. His energy levels are dipping very quickly. Right now it's about the 3rd week in April 2023. And I'm not sure if he's going to make it to the end of the year. But that's okay. That's part of life. I'm going to take you through that journey. And all the ins and outs of preparing and what I did and what I have in place, what I'm still going through. Like the thing that I got today from a trusted advisor is to get in contact with a crematorium to go ahead and get that set up so that when that day should happen, whether it be myself, my dad, or my mom, that day will come one day, and I'm putting all the steps together and all the contacts and just preparing for that, so that during that time of mourning or whatever hot mess that you may be in, that you already have a plan of execution, and now it's just executing the plan and pulling the trigger, if you will, and setting things off in motion. So that it's stress-free, so that you can focus on mourning and celebrating their life. And that's what I'm leaving for the people behind me. You know, have both my parents move in with me in the last 3 years. I had my mom for probably a full year before my dad moved in haphazardly because of health reasons. And then, in the middle of all that, you have COVID and a donkey for a for a work manager. Oh, not gonna name names, but that person is forever known as the donkey. And the story behind the donkey is a reference from Dave Ramsey in Entree Leadership. And that lesson is as simple as this. When you're building a business and you're hiring somebody to come help you, you should spend as much time as you can interviewing that candidate. To the point, what they do is they invite their spouse to dinner. So it's kind of a meet and greet with the team or with some higher ups or whatever, right? And then you find out from their spouse, interview their spouse. Why should you hire them? It's a neat approach, and it's a good approach. And here's the reason why. Consider that there are donkeys and there are stallions. And that's it. You're either a winner or you're a loser, and you don't want to be the one that's getting a participation trophy. That's the who the heck let you in the door camp. There's the good, the bad, and the who in the world let you in camp. If you can't make a determination of what's right and wrong, you have no business opening your mouth. And if your perception of what reality is and it's really not, such as thinking that you can make up your own whatever you want to fill in the blank, that's your own business. But the minute that you try to make me do something on behalf of you, no. I got one name for you. Succubus. That's your new nickname, is succubus. Don't be a succubus. Nobody likes a succubus. Do critical thinking. You're free to your own opinion. You just have no right to try to sway or try to manipulate me or make me and force me to do whatever fill in the blank is. And for man, stop hurting kids. For God's sake, leave the kids out of it. You're stealing their innocence. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. Protect kids. Protect the innocent. Leave the kids out of it. Let them grow up. And get the hell out, get them off of freaking social media. Because it is dumbing them down. Outrageously. Please get them off of social media and be a parent. One of the biggest things I regret is not supporting my mom more when she was being abused. I was a kid, but I can tell you, that still haunts me today. But I'm going to make it up for her now. I can tell you that. My grandfather, man, they were all business people. My mom, I see a lot. And I just chuckle because I see it in the stories my mom is sharing me for the first time about my grandfather. And listening to him gives me a special bond. And imagine, I would have never had that until now. So whatever happened, whatever pain, suffering, death, fill in the blank that got me to this point right now, this moment, I would not trade for the world. And now I understand the significance of the gift has been given to me, the opportunity to share. So I'm going to make this count. I'm going to curate. Telling stories, storytelling. Telling stories. And I'm going to categorize them. Kid friendly, right? Oh, squirrel. I'm going to take your dog. Just imagine me and my voice taking dog on a nice little ride in the woods. Or he's feeding down a squirrel. Come on, boy. Woo, woo, woo. Ball, 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 ball. Play, play, play. But it is about being kid-friendly, pet-friendly. Let's give love to the ones that are being neglected. In my book, what's most important is taking care of the kids. And taking care of your pets, which are basically kids. Do no harm. That should be fundamental. So, that's the other thing. Well, we're going to create Mama Tans. Ground up, just like it was a damn country. Why not? So I'm going to try it out. And whether I get one person, because it's my mom's account, because I'm testing it, or 1 million unique voters, potential voters. 1 million potential voters by the end of this year. That's my email subscription list. And here's the rules. It's a country. It's an immigration, first come, first served kind of thing, right? We're building a country, and you're applying for citizenship. I'm going to make you earn it by content. And that content includes me describing paintings that I'm giving away. And how I'll know is I'm going to be staring at the damn photo. They're actually originals. We'll stare at the originals and tell you about the three-headed, wow, everything's a 3. Just picking up on that. 3. There's 3 elephants, 9. 6 different colors. Wow, that is wild. What is up for grabs is love, family, love and protect family, always. 4 elephants, 2 adults on the outside, protecting the kids on the inside. Black and white. Rears in the rears. Or looking at their butts. The one on the right has a little one also looking at his rear, but he's kind of cockeyed to the left, so I see his left side of the face and the left side of the trunk, and that's it. Don't see the trunks of the adults. The elephant left is actually turned toward us and walking stage right. The 2 kids are colorful, unlike the adults that are black and white. Canvas is all white. There's a little bit of sprigs for, like, grass or whatever the hell they got in the Sahara or whatever, Africa, India, I think Thailand for sure, I know. But it's Thailand. Oh, my bad. Thailand's like rainforest. So take it all back. I'm wrong again. And I will be wrong a lot because I'm human. So anyway, love and protect family always is up for grabs. I'm going to explain it to you because then you're going to be tested on it. And if I ask you a question and didn't tell you, fact check me on my own content. the Buddha. Buddha head. Thailand. This is the one. Actually, this is probably the one that's worth the most. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. The Buddha head. It is. I don't have a measuring stick, but I believe it is about 4 feet tall. It's about 3 feet wide. All right. That's the height, 4 feet. If not 5. Damn, it might be a 5 by 3. Nah, 4 by 3. Yeah. 3 by 4, 4 by 3. I don't know. Length times width or width times length. Length times width. And that makes no sense. Width. Length. Length. Okay. Length is 4. 3. 4 by 3. All right. So, dimensions 4 by 3. The Buddha head is literally 4 feet tall. Black. I mean, it's stunning. It caught my attention walking up the street after getting a 2-hour massage for like $8. Nope, not one of those massages. I know where your head's at, but get it out of the gutter. This is supposed to be family friendly, damn it. It's like, no. Chiang Mai, absolutely loved it. That was my favorite. I don't know, Bangkok was fun too, but no. I mean, Bangkok is cool, but Chiang Mai is more my style, more my pace. Kind of like St. Pete versus Tampa versus Orlando. Oh, hell no. You could not pay me enough to live in Orlando. Sorry, Orlando, folks. Traffic there is, oh my, OMG. Try to keep it family friendly. So I'm going to start talking in t-shirts. And make it hard. But nah. So, this will be it for this lesson. Part of basic training. All right, this is all free. I'm going to give you like my stuff, and then I need to map it out. Oh, that's what I need to do right now. And since this is free, you guys are going along for the ride. So what we are going to use is Miro. And Miro, oh yeah, we're going to use Slack too. We're going to use the tools that I use and have found out to share all this information as we're talking and I'm writing and creating. Want to minimize distractions. Oh, you know what? I don't care. Let me just do this. Okay, I have a critical thinking. I love it. Critical thinking. This is things that are in my head. And it's storytelling. Where do you start from? What are the steps? All right? Think about the 5 W's. Think about the 5 W's. So what we're getting ready to do is we're going to go through the first 5 or first 7. It's what is it? We're doing seasons. Oh, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, I can't do it that way either. How do I do it? Oh. All right, no, we're just going to talk about like the 7 things. And some of them are filled out and some of them aren't, like holding places. So part of this is this is kind of how my brain thinks. And I'm going to describe it because it's free. and it's only audio. I'm not recording it for visual. I want to make you pay for this. So there are, think about the 5 W's of when you think about like journalism, or at least, oh man, sorry for all you journalists if I butcher everything. I apologize because I am definitely not a damn journalist. So, but like the who, what, when, where, and why, right? Oh man, I should have wrote that down. Damn it. I'm gonna do that right now though. What's that note? No, damn it. No. Oh man, I'm already losing it. Damn. Oh, got it. Got something. Man, I hate losing my train of thought. I'm forgetting things because here's my hypothesis. Your ego is a function of your awareness, or what you have your attention on, what you're focused on. But the cost of playing a bigger game is you're literally losing your memory. But I think partially is because I'm in this focused mindset, and my short-term memory somewhat kind of like, that's a cost associated with it. As an engineer, a simple way of looking at it is you have a pressure vessel, right? So think about, I have a 55-gallon drum out using as rain barrels, and it's a pressure vessel. The lid screws on and off, and it's sealed. It's completely airtight, liquid tight, whatever tight you want to talk about. It was used for pickles, like pickles, olives, banana peppers, Papa John stuff, right? So, pressure vessel. So imagine for a minute, you got water coming in from somewhere up top. There's 2 holes up top that I've unscrewed the air so air can go in and out, so that when rain comes in, then I'm going to funnel through the top from the gutter, will go into that pressure vessel. And the only way that sucker is going to fill out is if I let out some air as the water is going in to replace the space that it would have to dissipate. Make sense? So part of the things that I'm going to teach are science that I know, or I'm at least going to make it up, because I'm definitely not a scientist either, but I was an engineer, and I've been building the ever-living crap out of some homestead projects right now. Because I had a come to Jesus moment about 2 months ago. 2-3 months ago. Just, blew a fuse, whatever you want to call it. Divine intervention, fill in the blank. I don't know. I'm not going to put anything to it, but in my journey, it was time for me to tighten up and crank things up. And all I can say is, in that moment, and since then, we are literally talking within a matter of 2 or 3 months, I repurposed swoozy.com, repurposed mamatans.com, purchased 4 or 5 other domains, and cannot stop creating businesses and ideas. I mean, it's kind of scary. I don't know what it is, but this is a thought experiment more than anything. It's not like I'm doing it. You know what? I'm doing it because it's fun. And so what started out as raising chickens became an obsession. I feel like Jack Reacher. So as he's like staying off the grid, I am doing so, but within downtown St. Pete, but in my own way. Fortifying. What if I told you I've learned to build a rock solid structure on a half cement wall that is, I can make it bulletproof if necessary. Yeah, I could do that. Now, not crazy bulletproof, but somewhat. I could line it. I could line that whole entire wall with rain barrels full of water and just pump. Just let it just keep going. Boom. Now, imagine that. Imagine me creating a wall around my property and then fortifying it with rain barrels all around. Like it's, just stacked. Free wood, all pallet wood, pallets. Imagine seeing my property now as a refuge and you know what hits the fan, because we have a bunch of numbskulls and I am applying that across the board. There's only a handful that I would keep. And I've watched every single one of them on Tim Cast. Every single one of them. With exception to Rand. At least he just interviewed his freaking dad, which is awesome. He was right. So was AJ, Alex Jones. Media's lying. I mean, seriously. Bud Light, seriously? Just apologize, for God's sake. You're gonna spin you're acting like the government, trying to spin your out of way of stupidity. I mean, seriously, stupidity. Start over. You know what I would do? I'll show you. That's what I'm gonna build within Mama's hands to my ability. And the difference is I actually have total authority at the moment because, hey, it's a new government. I need citizens. I need people that vote. So I'm going to control it from the ground up, starting with nothing. But that doesn't mean that these idiots that are in charge get to burn us down to start to nothing. So just keep that in mind and just look at how things are going. And are you better today than you were yesterday? How about a year ago? How about when eggs were 55 cents a dozen from Aldi's? How about that? How long ago was that? I can tell you. I can tell you honestly. My mom, Mama Tan, has been with me for 3 years. And we shopped. Those memories are precious to me. Oh, man. Precious. And back then, I wasn't recording shit. So, what do you think an armed, very well cultured, interviewing, Rogan listening, Tim Pool listening, is going to ask and interview Cambodian Pol Pot survivors that lived the American dream and lost it all to a deadbeat dad that was a spoiled brat from Singapore. That's the truth. That spent the family's wealth away. That's the truth. And they sank it in this very expensive antique furniture. That's their wealth right now. They never saved. My dad spent it all. That's the truth. So I see him with resentment, but I don't, because I know what resentment is. And here's one of your lessons for today. And these are either on a t-shirt, resentment. It's F resentment. Or we're going to transform resentment. Because when you think about resentment is, it's like you drinking a bottle of poison, thinking that it's going to kill the other person. That's what resentment is. And this is all part of basic training. I just don't know what lesson it is. It'll be based on time and what I edit. It's a conversation. And for the Ask Me Anything, we're going to do a Slack channel. And it's community driven. I will step in, obviously, initially. And we're going to use all the tools that I use to share my premium content, like a mind map of critical thinking that I've mapped out already, that you have not seen, nobody's seen, except for a handful of people. And I will review it to ensure that there's no private information or any company related nothing, but it's not, because this is my brain. It's my idea of map. It's how my brain thinks, kind of thing. I'm going to start with the who, what, where, when, and why. Now, who, what, when, okay, who, what, when, where, and why. Now, I need to fact check this. It's interesting that the last question is why. So now, I'm thinking. This is my brain thinking, and I'm kind of talking through this, right? The who, what, when, where, and why. I'll just write myself a note. Why is why? Why is why? Oh, these are going to be awesome t-shirts. All right. From the way I've always heard it, it's who, what, when, where, and why. How do you remember the order? What's the most important? Rank your top three. Rank your top three. Explain why. ... Now, afterwards, we're going to, and by the way, it's participation, voluntary, right? ESG, thought experiment, right? How do we, well, if you think about it, we already have an ESG. The ESG is basically your rap sheet. If you're in the DOJ, right, or DOC, or whatever the hell acronym you want to call it, if you're in the jail system, if you've done something wrong, if you have broken any type of laws. Okay, so that's another one. Laws. What do we also need to deal with? current affairs, right? And inmates reform or reform. And you know what? That is a good segue into that. So one of my sayings is, man, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna add it. There is another one that I have. I don't want to lose this. So I will just FY23. Oh. No. I'll make it my thing. It is actually no. It's season 1. Season 1. Episode 1. And so we're transforming our words, and we're getting into like some nitty gritty of like how I need to outline this stuff in the training. So there's basically season 1 is season 1, episode 1. What is it called? Or what's the context of this whole entire season? Basic training, because I'm providing it for free. And this is the first episode. So what are we talking about? Rambling. Get used to it. And I'm making it up as I go along, by the way. Oh, that's kind of cool. So Miro allows you to do mind maps, by the way. What's a mind map? Go to Miro.com and learn about them. It's what that is. Figure it out. There's a reason why people at work call me Mr. Easy Button. I have now adopted Mr. Easy Button to the point of I have actually got MrEasyButton.com, and that's going to collect emails, and there's a reason for that, because Mr. Easy Button is going to be the Buddha. And we're going to talk about it right now. So for every piece of art that I am giving away, right now you know of these 3. But there's 2 more or more. You never know what I'm going to do. Again, there's thresholds. And I'm going to teach you about patriotism and rights and it's my citizenship, because it's the government of my community. And I'm going to show you, and it's going to be built on Mama Tan values with a tan twist to it, if you will. So that's what you are getting. Is purchase necessary? Yes. Purchase is necessary to enter, to win. Why? Because it's my damn rules. That's why. Oh, by the way, the underlying theme of this whole story is fill in the blank as a comedian, and fill in the blank as a comedian, and we are the punchline. Life is a game that you didn't even know that you're playing. And we are the punchline. We always have a wild card. And it could be death knocking. You just don't know. Freak accident. You know, it happens. We don't know when that's happening. I can tell you one thing. Papa Tan's is knocking sooner than later. Please implement playlists for the love of... I really don't want to use YouTube, but your infrastructure or functionality doesn't meet my request. So, damn it. Do something about it. Please. Or reach out. Basic training. So you're just going to hear audio. You're going to have to watch the video again. I'm just debating on whether or not to do this on Rumble or not. How much friction do I want? How much of a barrier to entry do I want to make this for people to actually win? How fast do I really want? How bad do I really want to build this? is probably the question. You're watching video of chickens. I've got 8 hours of content. And I've got all the audio and time to bless you with my presence and try and teach you some of my wisdom. And of course, you might get it. Some of you may not. But guess what? As a citizen who gets to vote, you get to steer the ship. So your count matters. Your vote matters. And let's be honest. Get the level, but by the way, the levels keep going, right? But I get to you got to steer the ship of topics you want me to cover for my fillintheblank.com. That's kind of the autobiography part, right? It's the polished, finished fillintheblank.com. That's it. And we're going to have fun with it. It's all community based. So every level you get access to a different website. So all websites are memberships. And how I'm going to keep up with my websites are, they're going to be the names of the art that I'm donating or giving away. And how it works out with donations and taxes, I'll have to ask my accountant. That will be very transparent of all of it. But these are worth, and they're very sentimental to me. You'll get the origin stories and all the whole line. But I don't want to make it easy, because I'm building a community. If I were to build a community from scratch, ground up, knowing what I know, what would I do? I would base it based on the United States, except I would start over, because it is too much of a cluster in DC. First thing first, no lobbyists, no advertising. That's the first thing. So number one, no advertising. No donations coming from super PACs or any of that kind of bull crap. That is cheating in a different way. So we're going to tighten up voting and all the whole nine. And we're going to do it in tandem with our election. That's why there's a sense of urgency. And we'll do whatever, hey, whatever. We'll figure it out, right? I've only got like a couple months. But I'm Mr. Easy Button. So I got to prove it. And we're going to do it all on Mama Tan's. Maybe fill in the blank might be my voting portion. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But each level gives you a different right. So, like everybody who is a member of Mama Tan's gets the freedom of speech. You get to participate. You're a participant. You have the freedom of speech, but you have nothing else. No other right. Well, I'm listening to myself talk. And I'm trying to create content for you. So I'm trying to juggle a lot of things. And it's rough. But it's fun. And I now understand the purpose I have on earth. And that's to share. I have faith that I'm single, exless, kidless, no pets, nothing. Had a good life, had a blessed life. It's been rough around the edges. I've been through hell and back a few times. Ooh, the shenanigans and the stories. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, but maybe if I did, that might be the secret website that's on Swoozy. It's only on a handful of t-shirts that will eventually phase out. And that's your hint. That'll be the secret. Maybe there's another one. Who knows? We'll see. But all these are going to be memberships. And when you get access to one, you get access to the rest below. So for Mama Tans goes to Swoozy might be always just merch. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. I think at some point I do want Swoozy to be like a funny membership based whatever. And membership's always $2. That way you get to comment. It's freedom of speech. If you wanted to do another separate one, it's $2, right? Freedom of speech. If you hang out for over a year paying, you graduate. Unless I change the rules. In that case, then you're grandfathered in. So there's laws and when they were issued. And we're going to, redo, and we're going to try and apply like what we have and with reality, and this will be kind of like our other side of it. So if we see something in the news, somebody can bring it up, and we can kind of put our 2 cents in, kind of look at it. It was about voting. One of the things always drove me up the wall was about taxes. Flat tax or usage tax, but no income tax. And mandatory. You got to pay in cash to the bank every paycheck for the federal government. Cash only. None of this crypto, none of this, no. Card cash. And that will kind of make it real for you how much they're robbing you. That's why I wanted a usage tax, because they can't hide that. I'm done with the way things are working. So we're going to start ground up. We're just going to try it out. And the close circle of friends of mine that I give voting rights to can chime in on provisions or whatever. And when we get to a decent critical mass, then we can talk about having, some more voting on certain things or whatever. We got to come up with all of it, right? But we're going to base it off of the United States and the Constitution, and everything else we're going to build from there. First order of business, sunset everything before we even start with laws is we're going to harden the amendments. So part of this discussion is going to be Tim Pool and anybody else he wants to bring in. I would love Michael Malice in there. Dave Smith, Libertarian. And between them, they can work out the rest of them. No more than 7. And that'll be my political whatever, politics. And that'll be my beat. That'll be my pulse on the beat, the sentiment, the aggregators, the pulse of the nation. Because I trust them. I've listened to them for years. Malice, of course. Dave Smith, they don't even count. I'll tell you that. That's the exceptions. So for Temple, Malice, and Dave Smith are gimmies. He has 6 other people that he can choose from. Anybody. I'll give Phil too. I like Phil. Phil, yeah, he can be in. I'll do one better. Anybody on his crew is in, including Malice, including Dave Smith. I don't even count them toward the 7. 1 for Tim. He has 6 other slots to fill in for the sentiment. So that body is pretty special because it's important. So we're weighting it a little bit more. So there's more heads. But there is up to 6. So he can always cherry pick and just leave it small, or he can grow it. But it's his discretion. He's the head. I am not a big fan of the way Congress is right now. And we're going to do something about it. So let's figure it out. Number 1, I don't think the federal government should be that big. It should go back to the states. Small federal government. Libertarian. Except with some into it, right? So imagine you snuck in. You're with a blank slate. How would you start it? Michael Malice, press secretary, would assemble a group of subject matter experts. Alex Jones. Rogan, he can pretty much do whatever the heck he wants. Musk, sure. Trump, we got to make him work for it. But, hey, I don't agree with everything he says. I love Florida. Love DeSantis. But DeSantis, I'm not sold 100%. And we're not going to go deep into politics or anything like that. But this is the community. So, if you feel like we can get along, because by the way, I've got plenty of friends that don't have my political views, and we still get along. And this is not political by any means, but what I am sharing with you are all my inputs. So just beware what you're signing up for. It's $2 a month. If you like my art that much, then you're going to suck it up. And then you're also going to listen to content because I get to test you on it. This is my way of culture jamming, by the way. And since this is free, I don't give a rat's behind if you like, love, hate, whatever. Fill in the blank. Suck it. Don't be a succubus. Leave the kids alone. Let them be kids. Jesus. I've never seen, oh my Lord, you guys are treating American kids, your own kids, like what I know some religious people do with little girls that are just frowned upon. Kind of like how a country, often China, drowns dogs and eats them. Yeah, like that. How many stupid cat jokes do you think I've come across in my lifetime? Exactly. Didn't appreciate any of them. Racist. You want to talk about that? But no. Now we have trophies for participation trophies. No, you don't get true for participation. There's winners, there's losers. That's it. You're supposed to experience life. If you haven't experienced lost, you're in for a treat. Because part of the content is all storytelling. But this is basic training. Basic training is free. And there's 12, one per month. This is the first one. And it's as long as the hell I want to make it. It's my content. So it could be as whatever. Because why? It's a sorting algorithm. is a sorting algorithm. I'm going to only release one a month. And since it's May 1st, here we go. I'm going to daisy chain them. And I'm going to refine them later. So I might ramble. That's okay. If you get to it, congratulations. If you don't, sorry. Not sorry. You didn't make the cut. And it's okay. It means you're not part of my tribe and you're not trying to be in my tribe. I'm okay with that. And I will respect your space just like you better respect mine. And that's pretty much it. Your rights go where others, your rights stop where others go. Do no harm. Leave the kids alone. Because the only people that like kids in that type of fashion, showing some exploitive sexual behaviors that are more kink than actually sex ed. That is disgusting. But that is not for me to judge. That is for faith to judge. And I do not wish upon anyone that stuff. So, in closing, let the games begin. Basic training is one video per month on the month, the beginning of the month, somewhere around there. It will be within the first week of the month. That way I can give myself some time because it's late. I'm not going to get this done. Because I want to enjoy the rest of my night. But I have a purpose and I have time and whatever. But it's a year, one video per month. I'm going to get down to that cadence. And once I knock that down, I might be able to do faster. And I'll just keep going faster. So at most, it's going to be a year for me to produce all the content for basic training. You got to make sure you're getting your money's worth. After 6 months, you're eligible to win people who correctly graduate from being a participant goes to the next level. In order to go to the next level, you got to take a test to show that you are a true patriot. And once you take that test to show me that you understand the Constitution and the laws that we're still creating and the way we do stuff and cultural references, the whole nine, whatever you hear is fair game. You score a passing grade. And by the way, all topics cover all sciences, all whatever. Math problems, calculus. I'm not going to give you differential equations to solve. But if I asked you what the concept of calculus was and how would you describe calculating the area of a curve, what would you tell me? That's going to be on the test. How many points stabilizes or defines space? There's competency, which is a requirement for you to vote. It's a competency. There's a basic level of understanding of what our principles are before you're allowed to vote. Fundamentals. This. Do no harm. Leave the kids alone. We're going to have a pet-friendly, kid-friendly groups to help curate. You're going to be on a jury duty. If things go awry, somebody violates, we're going to, you know what? I like mines for that. They have a pretty cool system. I might make you do different things with different whatevers. And again, it's my rules. You can either choose to do it or not. The more you participate, the more chances you get to win. Every time you participate, taking it up a notch, you get another entry. You can only enter once. That's how I reward you. The people that do more engagement, they add value to the community. They play a bigger game. For example, everybody who I've mentioned plays a ridiculous game. Temple.
Comes on the record about the band.
Ridiculous.
And about their actual.
I love his work ethics. Reminds me of him.
But what I will say is this: many of these people in Hollywood who post these tweets do so just because they want to get the PR brownie points, and they voted for Trump.
Oh, and they voted for Trump.
For one reason. Taxes. That's it. They don't care about anything.
Yeah.
These people.
That's why a lot of rappers will vote for Trump.
Yep.
They're like into the not having to pay a.
Now, here's what I want to say.
True.
I don't believe any rappers voted for Joe Biden. I don't care what they say
I don't
publicly.
know why you would.
None of them voted. They're all like, I'm voting for Trump.
Let me
Trump's
show you.
baller, and Joe Biden's an old creepy man.
Let me show you what Noodles actually said. I clicked his Twitter account to see his response to Paul Stanley and saw that I was blocked. He said, "This is very disappointing take, especially for high heels."
That's why this is only U.S. based, U.S. only. U.S. only. You have to pay because you have a U.S. credit card. The very first question is are you a citizen of the United States of America? Because that's the only way that you get to participate in this in my community. And I'll have some sort of verification for that. FYI, voting, because this is insulting what is going on with our government. So I want to play parallel, just like there's parallel economy, which I will probably write the plug in so I can switch over to it. Until then, I'm going to use Stripe to collect payments, subscriptions. You have to pay so that there's a transaction so I can look up your bank records so I can confirm that you're a U.S. citizen so that, yada, yada, yada. If you want to be eligible to win Mr. Easy Button or Love and Protect Family Always, got to go to those two sites, Mama Tan's, right? You can pick one of 3 choices. If I'm giving away 5 things, which I am, you can register up to 3 things. If you register for 4 and you email me within an hour, no harm, no foul. You missed that window, I will consider that disqualification. And that kind of puts you in charge of your own security. If you think somebody's going to do something nefarious to knock you out, well, you might want to think about keeping a better circle because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. That is the truth in my experience. That's it for now. Good luck. Follow along. This is Basic Training. Season 1 is Basic Training. Episode 1. You made it through it. Congratulations.